Okay, so just to recap, with the sampling, when we're looking at sampling distributions, excuse me, the parameters, we used mu for population mean, p for population proportion, sigma for the standard deviation, and capital N for the population size, and then we use x bar, p carré, s, and lowercase n for the the equivalent statistics. So now we're going to look at some examples. And so you are going to be using your pause button quite a bit, because what I would like you to do is to try to identify for each of these examples the population, the sample, the parameter, and the statistic that are involved in each of the examples. And where possible, give the actual values that are stated. So, time to pause and then come back. So now that you've had a chance to look at the first one, let's just go over it. On Tuesday, the bottles of Arizona iced tea filled in a plant were supposed to contain an average of 20 ounces of iced tea. Quality control inspectors sampled 50 bottles at random from the day's production. These bottles contain an average of 19.6 ounces of iced tea. So the population is all of the iced tea produced in the plant on Tuesday. So all iced tea in the plant on Tuesday. The sample is what they actually pulled off the line. So 50 bottles selected at random. The parameter is the mean, and that's the population mean. And the statistic is also the mean, but this is the sample mean. And so the actual measurements that we have, the mean is 20 ounces. The sample mean is X bar, and that was 19.6 ounces. And we know that N, which is the sample size, is 50. So for B, on a New York to Denver flight, 80% of the 125 passengers were selected for a random security screening before boarding. According to the Transportation Security Administration, 10% of passengers at this airport are chosen for random screening. So once again, we're looking for the population, the sample, the parameter, and the statistic. Okay, so you've had a bit of time to look at this. So the population is all passengers on the New York to Denver going through, the population is all the people at this airport, which is the New York flight, starting at New York. So all passengers going through New York. Our sample size, is the 125 passengers on the New York to Denver flight. The parameter is the proportion of the population, and the statistic is the proportion of the sample. So the sample proportion is 8%. Then N is 125, and the population proportion is 10%. All right. Example 2. So take a minute to pause and